So in the last class, what we had discussion about the business tools and other things. Today we will discuss a topic called SLA. SLA. SLA is nothing but service level agreement. So what is SLA and why it's when come to the service based industry, this SLA will plays a very important role. A simple thing, you have a company called some XYZ. So XYZ company will take the service from the service industry like a Capgemini, Wipro, Cognizant, or HCL or any other company. They can give you the project. They can say that they can deliver the project within 6 months. That's a service level agreement. So they can say that they can deliver the project in 6 months, and once the project is completed, if any incident is coming on those one, they can resolve the as per the their one. Simple thing, we are using a internet service that is called act piper. So if the act piper any issues coming, what happened, we will raise an incident. So depending upon the incident, they can tell that sir, wait for one whole day, or wait for 6 months, or wait for uh, 2 working days, wait for one day, we can resolve like that. They can give us some predefined some time, and within that stipulated time they can what you called they can resolve the incident. That's a basic thing. So so at the time, so what happened, they get that we will call as SLA. That means they have agreed that one, if it is a big issue they can resolve within 6 hours. If it is a very small issue, they can resolve it one day or 2 day. That we can call it as a SLA, service level agreement. When come to the service based industry, this SLA plays a very vital role. If any other topic, so the main thing for the here, the SLA is the thing here. So what are the different types of SLAs were there? So what are the different types? SLA is nothing but service. Oh, sorry, types of SLA. Service level agreement. And third was of SLA. Sorry, types of SLA, which is a SLA. I'm sorry, OLA, operational level. Next one, UPC. These are the different types of SLA under underpinning contract. Underpinning contract. So these are the different three types of SLA. SLA is nothing but service level agreement, which means which can be defined between the company and the customer. For example, if you take one MNC, so we know the common example, right? Indian passport services will be maintained by the Tata Consultancy. So here the company is nothing but TCS is the company, and the customer for the here it was sorry, Indian Passport Services. Indian government is the customer for it. So the SLA will be defined between those two. That means if any issue raised by them, so they can will be the same thing. This is the most common asked interview question. The SLAs. The next one is the OLA. OLA is nothing but operational level agreement. Operational level agreement is nothing but it will be, for example, if any incident is happened, how it will be has to. So for example, if there is something is happened, there is a two teams has to involve. The hardware team has to involve and software team has to involve. So then it will be the agreement, we can call it as OLA, between the internal teams. So next one, UPC. UPC is nothing but underpayment contract. Underpayment contract is nothing but here you can see that TCS has a built website called Indian Passport Services. So in that one, they use the .NET as their product. That means here the Microsoft is the vendor for TCS. If any issue happened with the Microsoft, so at the time, how much time we need to do it? That we can with the underpinning contract between the vendor and company. That means the vendor is nothing but this is the vendor. The vendor is nothing but this is the vendor. Vendor is nothing here. The Microsoft is a vendor. The company is a TCS. So if there is, so for example, here the even the passport is issue, portal is issue, but the problem is that the vendor. If you're depending upon the vendor, we cannot do anything. Here you can see here in our terminology, ServiceNow is the vendor for us. So, for example, the TCS doing the passport service on ServiceNow, what happened? Passport services is the customer, and the TCS is the company, and here the vendor is ServiceNow. If something is going wrong or something is happened, so uh, something is going wrong. So uh, something is going wrong, that should be the what you called we cannot do anything. If the service now is not working, we need to check with the service now, we need to work with them. That bit is the underpinning contract. These are the three types of one. This is the most common asked interview question. What is an SLA? What are the three different types of SLA? I hope it clear right till now. Very good. Now the next step is SLA. So if you want to define SLA, we have an SLA called SLA definition. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to inactivating all the one existing one. Then we can create a new one. So I'm just making these are the one. Okay. So right now there is no one. So I'm just going to create a new one. The priority is high. I'm just giving. So assume that I just want to define an SLA which is a priority is high, and we need to resolve it in within what you called the if the priority is high, we need to resolve it in a within 4 hours. That's a same thing. Now I'm just going to SLA P1 SLA. The here the type of SLA, see it right? Underpinning contract SLA OLA we can define. I'm just making it as a SLA and target. See, there are two types of SLA: the response SLA, the target, and the resolution. Response is nothing but if you raise an incident, how much time it will take to respond it, the first response. So for example, saying that they need to acknowledge the incident, so we are doing something xyz, something like they need to do that. That is a response SLA. And third one is a table, and which table we need to write it. And flow, it's not there. Workflow, these are a default workflow which is there. Enable logging, if you want to check any logs, we can do it. Right now we don't do it. Active true, if the active true, then only we can do the same thing. Next, the application is global. And duration type, here the duration type is user specified duration, 2 business days, 3 business days, which on which on due date, end of the next day, something. These are all happen. So what is 2 business days? 2 business days is nothing but if you go to the bank, So they can say that they can work, do the transactions, they can by 4 p.m. IST. That means that's their business days. Morning 10 to 4 is their business day. That we can call it as a business day. So that means two business days, nothing but two business days, morning 8 to 4, 10 to 4, 4 p.m. to, that's a calculation of one day. So like that we can do. I'm just giving user specified duration, and I'm just giving dates. Here I'm just giving a date as a 4 hours. And the next one, schedule source. That means the most important thing was what is the source of schedule. This is the most important. For no schedule, the SLA will calculate by 24 by 7. That means it. That means it doesn't. Uh, it yeah. It no. Yes. No. 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 It will calculate the time 24 by 7. It will not check for a business time. So, for example, if you go to the bank, morning 10 to 4 is their business time. So after that, if you if you want to go some do transaction, they can say, "Come on next day." Simple, sir. Our business time is closed, we are closing. Come on next day. Simply, that's a called schedule. Here, if there is no schedule, they can work by two. For example, you see in a mobile, you can send a money to your friend to NEFT, sorry, IMPS, IMPS anytime, 24/7. But if you go to the NEFT, it will work on only in the business hours. That's the difference. So if there is no schedule, the incident time will calculate one. So I can tell you. Or if you give the SLA definition, we can give the schedule. What is a schedule? Morning 8 to 5. So if you go to here, so if I give 8 to 5, that means morning 8 a.m. to evening 5 p.m., which is a business time. We can do it on busy weekdays. Weekdays is nothing but Monday to Friday is a weekdays. That's one. And next one, time zone source. That means what was the time we need to select it. So what was the time zone is nothing but what was the time zone we need to select. So the caller time zone. If there is a caller time zone, we can do the one. That is nothing but log. For example, your instance in US and the person is from the India. Then what we can do? So if you want to calculate the SLA from logged user, we can do the same thing. Our SLA definition, we can give the standard definition here. Or if you go to the CI, if any CI, we can give it. And task, if any task, we can give it. But caller location time zone, we can. But mostly, we can define the SLA time zone here. What is the time zone we can give here? Or if I give, for example, just give caller time zone, this is the one. And these are the basic things. And next one, whenever if you define a SLA, you need to check for all the things like start condition, pause condition, and stop condition. uh, Start condition, stop condition, pause condition, uh, what I can say, start condition is nothing but when to this SLI has to start it. Pause, for example, see, I'm just writing a condition here. Start condition, priorities, priority, priorities, critical, and I'm just going to state is, so I'm just giving a state is new or in progress or, sorry, no on hold. See, if the state is new or in progress and the priority is high, we can add it to same thing. So when to cancel? So if you want to cancel, uh, I'm just making if the start condition is not met, we can cancel this one SLA. And the next one, pause condition. So what happened? You are working on a one incident. So you are working on incident. So what does the user has given us some information, which is not enough to you need some logs or you need some screenshot or something you require from the user. At the time, what happened? You will change the status to on hold and one. So that time we need to pause it. For example, your SLA is 4 hours, so you have worked on 1 hour, so that 3 hours is time is left. So when you change the incident state to on hold, the SLA has to pause it. If that is not paused it, the user has responded after the 5 hours. So your SLA you have the 3 hours, but user has responded after 5 hours. And if you have 5 hours and you have worked on around 1 hour, so it will take another 3 hours. So another 3 hours will be the time which maybe you can do pause that means SLA has breached it. That means if the SLA is not paused it, so it has breached it, you need to penalty pay to the customer. So that one. So what I am going to do is if the state is on hold, and see when pause conditions are not met, we can stop the SLA. And when we need to stop the SLA, whenever if the state is closed it, we need to stop the SLA. Now I'm just going to save this one. Now what happened? I just define an SLA which has to trigger 4 hours the SLA. So when the SLA has to start it, the SLA whenever the state is new or in progress. So start new or in progress, priority critical, pass condition. This is the one, and stop condition, and this is the one. Now let's. I'm just going to create an incident, and let's see how it will works. So I'm just going to create a new one. So here I'm just giving it as a able tutor. So there is a one fun story and able tutor. If you see his LinkedIn profile, you will see that I'm the responsible for 50% of the demo incidents or any issues. So maybe I can show you later. That was the category. This was and software and the category is email. The service maybe we can. So we can take any service and channel and just make it as a phone and new, and this priority is important. Priority is critical and the software group. I'm just doing a testing for P1 incident. I'm just going to save this one. So now what happened? Now what happened? I just created the all the things for here, which means now what we have uh, done here. See, we have created an SLA. Let's see how it was triggered or not. See here, whatever we have written, this SLA has triggered here. If I open this one, see the SLA, this one. So, oh my god, we have written as a response SLA. The name here. Oh my god, it should be the resolution SLA. That's okay. Right now we have done a mistake. That's fine. See here the priority. Here the updated was state is in progress, has breached. The SLA is not breached it. And the schedule is 8 to 5 weekdays, and America, Los Angeles the time zone. Why the time zone is here? The logged user time zone was the what are the color we have given as a time zone, which is a UST time zone. Maybe he is in EST is the one. Now see the time zone here and start it. So whenever the incident started, it was started 24 11th. That is for the US people. It's a night. So their time was right now. It was 8:24 p.m. I think it was in PST. I think it was in PST. So, and it was breached at sea 12:12 afternoon 12. That is 15 hours from now. That means, as per this time zone, this schedule, we have the SLA will breach here, which means so the SLA will be closed on 12th February, 12th December at 12 p.m. That is morning 8 to, which is a 4 hours. Morning 8 a.m. to afternoon 12 p.m. is the 4 hours for them as a business. This is the basic thing about the haldi. Okay. Now the start time it was here the actual time. Actual time is nothing but actual elapsed time. Actual elapsed time is nothing. It will calculate as a 24 by 7. And from now, what is the actual time? It will resolve the SLA. It will not resolve the SLA. It will SLA will breach it. That means from here, it will take from the 24 by 7. It will take the find that one. Now, here the business elapsed time. So, business elapsed time is nothing but what is the SLA left time. So, still here it was 4 hours. It was left the SLA for it. This is the main thing. And if the SLA is breached, SLA has breached is nothing but this 4 business times is gone. Then we will call as a SLA breaching. Now, what I am going to do is now I am just going to change the on hold awaiting caller. See, here the SLI stage is cancelled. See, right? Earlier it was in progress, it was cancelled. Why? Because here in the we are definition, what do you have written? If the start condition is not met, we need to cancel it. But this is not wrong. So cancel condition met. So we need to do it. Priority is not critical. Then also we need to cancel SL and state is cancelled. At the time only we need to close this. So once we have done it, we need to do it. Now what happened, I'm just going to create a new incident here. Okay, I'm just going to so new here. I'm just going to so here I'm just giving as a system administrator and the service is SAP test software. Now I just saved it. Let's see if the system administrator, what was the time zone it was. Let's see what happened. So here, see the same time zone it was the Los Angeles time zone the user has same has given. Now the same the resolution is was there. Now here what I am going to do is I'm just going to change the state to on hold and see if the state is on hold. This field on hold region is visible. Why it was visible? They have written a BOI policy stating that if the state changes to on hold, the on hold region has to visible and it was mandatory. Awaiting caller, and we need to mention the few comments here. Save. If you save here, now the stage. Let's see. My God, it's not paused. అంటే తొందరగా డిస్పోజ్ చేయాలంటే నాకు See, this SLA is not paused it. ఓ 2 లక్షలు తక్కువైనా పర్లేదు అనుకుంటే ఉన్నాను ఇమీడియట్ గా. ఆ, 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 అదే. ఆ, అవును. Why, one minute, I think still this SLA is not yet passed it. Okay. The definition will check it. Oh. The start condition state is critical and state is in, that's fine. And the pause condition state is on hold and state is resolved. That's also resume condition. And then I think we have not yet saved. I think let me we can create one more instead. Let's see. Basically, it has to pass it. So I'm just going to create a here the caller able service is SAP test. So now the SLA has created. The state is resolved or on hold. See, yeah, I think maybe we have some mistake. See, the here the SLA has paused it. That means if the SLA is paused it and until we need to change the state, it will not be calculated anywhere. The stage is paused, but if you want to stop the SLA running, we can use the SLA for this one. This is the basic thing about the one. Now, what we can do is if I change the state to resolved, and if you go to the resolved, also pause it. If I go to the state is closed, so this resolution information is mandatory. So if I save this, see, if the state is closed, then this stage will go to automatically completed state. This is the basic thing about the one. So till now you understood, right, how to define SLA, what are the different stages in the SLA. Any confusion till now before going to the next one? Hello. Okay. Now Now the next step now I am going to do is insert and stay. I'm just going to create a new SLA which is for the 8 hours. 8 hours. So I'm just here, I'm just going to use a P2 SLA. Oh my god. Just wait. So I just created a insert and copy that will create a new record here. So that's the reason I just did it here. So it's loading. Just wait for a minute. So P2, I'm just giving all the one. Here I'm just giving it as a 8 hours. The time zone. See, I'm just giving as a SLI difference time zone. For this one, I'm just giving as a GMT time zone. Maybe we can give any time zone we have can give. See here, start condition, priority is high, remaining all same, and state is not high. We can cancel the SLA, and pause condition is same, and these are all same. Now I'm just going to save this one. Now again, I will create one more incident with the P2 SLA. Let's see, sorry, P2, the incident priority. Let's see what we can do it. So I'm just going to create a new SLA table. Software and save it. Now if I use this one, there a new SLA has to trigger it. See the P2 SLA, I think it was added. See, it was 8 to 5, and we can see what is the time we have given. So GMT, and it was 8 hours we have given. So if you, from this time to this time, it will take the 8 hours for it. Thus this is the basic thing. From now it was taken around 11 hours to to breach the SLA. So this is the basic thing how we can configure the SLA with the P1 and P2. This is the very fundamental. Now the next step, what happened? We have defined the SLA P1 and P2. So maybe see, let's see if I go to the resolved on hold state. If I go to the on hold state, see the SLA will go to the pause, and if you complete the what we can say, if you close this one, it will go to the automatically save this one. This is fine. Now, so what we have done is, for example, I'm just going to mark this one as a closed it. This is a very fine. So or else I'm just going to change this to in progress, so that the SLA will be automatically come to in progress. In progress. So this is a very good, and we understood that it will work here. Now the next step here, what we are going to do is, see, we have defined for the priority. Sometimes what happened? So you are working on an incident which is P1. The user has raised it. But the P1, how much time with SLA? It is the 4 hours. If it is a 4 hours, we can close the same thing. But if it is a P1 is a 4 hours, so we can close this one. So then we don't have any issues. So 4 hours after working on 1 hour, you identified it's a P2. So for the P2, what is the SLA? For the P2, it's a, so here I'm just going to here, for example, I'm changing the priority here to high because the P2 incident I was resolved. So now if I go to the high, what is the time it has to calculate? So it's already 1 hour. So as already completed, 7 hours has to calculate. See here, the P1 is SLA is attached, but we don't know what was the time it was calculating. Right now it was taken the updated time. It's not taken the incident created time. So for this one, if your priority change it, that means the new SLA is attaching to the incident. There, what is the time we need to calculate? That for that here we have an option called retroactive start. Here, this is the 100% asked interview question. So interviewer may ask, for example, I want if the user is changed the priority when the new SLA is attached it, I just want to update taken the time from the last updated time. Then we need to do it. Or else if the already 1 hour is completed, then what we have to do it? It has to only 3 hours. What is the option? Or else they ask what is a retroactive start? If you give retroactive start, I'm sorry. So it is asking set start to what is the time will we need to take it, whether it should be a created time or due date time, active start, active end, and approval set, closed, created, due date, expected start, and follow-ups, last reopened, and opened, resolved, or updated. So anyone we can take it. Right now I'm just taking as a created. If I created, what happened? It will go to the created state. So here also I'm just creating the P1 incident, the retroactive start. This is the 100% asked interview question. The interview may ask what is a retroactive start, or else I'm sorry, you will go to in a different way. So here I'm just making here the created time. That means the created time here, it was a created time, it will take it. Now I'm just going to create a new incident here. Let's see from the fresh incident. Let's see how it will apply. So Abel, the system that's okay. So software, you'll give it software. See now what happened? The P1 SLA has attached it. Now what I am going to do is I'm just downgrading the priority. If I am going to downgrade the priority, this SLA will automatically cancelled. See, let's see. I'm just maybe we are confusion. Let's see. What I am going to do is so now if I download the SLA, see, did I download it? Okay, for this one we have not defined the conditions. That's okay. See, a new SLA has attached it. The P2. The P2 is attached it. For the P2, what was the time zone it has to taken? P2 we have given the GMT. So according to this GMT, they have taken the time zone. And for this one, it's a American time zone, which is a PST time zone. It was taken. So which means the time zone where we need to do, depending upon the SLA definition, the time zone is also will take it. Oh my god, here we have given under condition. Oh, that's the reason the SLA is not closed it. Or we can give the priority is not. I'm so sorry. Or state is. I'm sorry. Again, I will change the priority. Let's see. So here we have given the wrong condition is cancelled. So now what I am going to do is I'm just going to change this to again P1. So if the SLA, the priority is changed it and the incident is updated, then new SLA has to attach it, and at the same time, what we need to do is the SLA has to cancel the existing SLAs and new SLA has to attach it. I'm just going to impact it one. Right now it was in progress. Because these SLAs plays a very, very vital role in ServiceNow. See it? See? The P2 SLA is cancelled and this P1 is already existing. So if I change the SLA to again P2, the priority, the P1 SLA has to cancel it. If I go here, see here, the P1 SLA is cancelled. Since the SLA is the state, since the priority is not P1, so it's been cancelled. And if the P1, so it's been as to the same for it. This is the basic thing about the how the SLA will run. And if you go to the service based industry, this SLA plays a very important role and everything. For example, they have priority checking that per month there is only 2 to 3 incident has to SLA has breached it, and apart from this, if any other thing going to breach, the company has to pay the penalty to the customer since their SLA has breached. So it will involve the financial things, and your complete project performance also will be happen how this SLA has resolved, how many depending upon the SLA breach percentage. So this is a very small topic, but it is a very vital role and very important role for this one. I hope you clear what is the SLA for this, how we can configure SLA, what is the important for it. Any queries till now? Hello. Hello. Okay, very good, very good. Now, similarly, what we are going to do, just you can configure. I think this no, this is the class for today. So I'm just going to give a one task on this one. We have seen a different priorities, right? How many priorities we have? We have a high, see moderate, low, also more low, and planning. There are 5 priorities for them. If you go to the priority, critical, high, moderate, and low, and the planning. There are 5 priorities. 5 priorities you can create a 5 SLAs. Priority high critical is for the 4 hours. High is the 8 hours. Next moderate is of 12 hours, and after moderate low is the 1 day, and planning is 2 days. This is the SLA you have to configure from him. Check for start condition, stop condition, almost the same thing. So check for whether the SLA is closing or not, all these check scenario. This is the one task. And another one, after this completed, just change the task to OLA. And when you're defining start condition, stop pass condition, you can add the assignment group is software. It has to close in 2 years. Here the group you can add here assignment group is software, and you can check it how it is working. The functionality is same, only the different is our naming convention is the different. Okay. And the third one, underpinning contract also, if the service is something SAP services, we need to wait for 2 hours, something like we can do the all other things. This is the basic things we have to configure on the SLA part.
ఎవరు ఒక నిమిషం ఆగు.
So this is the basic thing about the all other thing. Till now, any other queries? This is about the task. You have any queries for the task? Hello. I think not voice, but Pawan and Spandana, can you hear me? Hello. Even voice in particular. Hello. Hello. Yeah. You are good about the task and today topic, right? Oh, yeah, fine. So try to finish the task by today because this is a very, very important and previous and defining thing. This how we can define this SLA schedule. That's a different topic that maybe I can cover in the next topics. You don't worry about the schedules. You can check what are the schedules you have. Just check it. Okay, that's a different one. I can cover in the next classes. No worries. Okay. Any other queries you have? Fine. So if no other questions, any issues with the previous topics?
Which branch manager?
Yeah. So if you don't have the question, we can wind up the call. Maybe we can discuss in the next classes. Okay. Tomorrow at same class we have same time. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you all. Bye.